I had managed to go from being fat to getting jacked in only 2 years. And in this video I will reveal to you 5 pieces of advice that by implementing each one of them you will make more gains faster in the gym. Let's begin the first one. It is a pretty obvious one, so I will go over it pretty quickly. It is to sleep. When we sleep we actually build muscle. When we don't sleep, when we sleep 6 to 7 hours per night instead of 8 to 10 hours per night, we make less gains. We recover less, we get more fatigued, and our training sessions get worse consequentially, and because of that we gain less muscle overall. The first piece of advice is to not neglect your sleep and make sure that you sleep between 8 to 10 hours each and every night. A few weeks ago I started to neglect my sleep, and because of that I had started to gain a lot less muscle while also progressing less in running, which is one thing that I do. I run. Once I started to sleep more, to focus more on sleep and making it more of a priority, I started to make a lot more progress once again. Just to prove a point, I just had a new stretch mark on my shoulder. Now the second way, and it is to immerse yourself in the world of lifting. A lot of men, they start to train, they feel a bit motivated, but they don't immerse themselves in this world. They don't watch influencers, they don't have friends who train, and they are alone. Because of that, they don't get influenced enough to train when they are demotivated because no one in the circle, social one, train, because they don't watch any YouTuber or influencer in general who trains. You just get discouraged and stop. For you to get jacked and not quit, you need to immerse yourself in this world. The way to do so is to either have friends who train, to either watch people who train, to either get advice online on how to train, and people with higher standards when it comes to training than you, and listen to them, absorb their worldview, or to just train. That's how you do it, bro. If you want to stay consistent and never stop, you need to make it part of who you are. And you do it by spending time with people whose a huge part of their life is training. You absorb their paradigm and you become more like them through spending time with them. And by doing so, you make a lot more progress because you become way more consistent. You also learn new stuff, which makes the act of getting jacked faster. When you have more knowledge that is based on the truth, you know what to do, and when you do the things that gets you the right results, you get the right results. The law of cause and effect, you can cheat it. Now the third way, diet is essential, but here's the thing, most people overcomplicate diet. Now eating healthy stuff is great, I do it, but if you want to maximize gains for that goal, right, not for more focus, nothing like that, the most important thing that you can do is to eat protein, while also being on a surplus or maintenance calories. That is how you optimize gains. That's how you get between 80 to 90% of the gains that you could make. And that's the thing, most people listen to all of that advice online about fucking don't eat meat because it will cause you to have cancer, don't eat fucking soy because you will become a soy boy, this kind of advice. And here's the thing, that guy who listens to all of that advice, he doesn't do the most important things. He doesn't make sure that he eats enough protein and calories, and because of that he loses. Before you listen to all of that advice that might be completely valid and true, you should tick the 2 most important boxes off when it comes to maximizing gains in diet, and it is to eat protein, enough of it, 1 gram per pound of body weight. That's how much protein is enough, probably, right? New science says new stuff. This is what I know according to new science and my own experience. And to eat enough calories. What are enough calories? To eat on maintenance and on a surplus. Why? Because think about your body like a machine. The less calories that this machine have, the less energy that this machine has, the less that it will prioritize the less important stuff when it comes to survival. When you are eating on a deficit, your body is a lot less prone to build muscle because it is not a survival necessity. When you are on a maintenance calories, your body can allocate more energy towards building muscle. When you are on a surplus, your body can allocate a lot of energy towards building muscle, and as you eat on a higher surplus, your body can't really allocate that energy into building muscle because it doesn't need more energy. That's why lean bulking is the best way to bulk and maximize gains while minimizing fat gain, because when you will cut, you will not lose a lot of muscle. If you will gain less fat, you will need to cut for less time, you will lose less muscle. Now the fourth way, and it is to train hard. Most people don't train hard. Training hard, the proximity to failure, not training hard in terms of low reps, not things like that, but training hard when it comes to proximity to failure is the way to maximize gains. What does it mean? It's basically how many reps you have in reserve when you stop doing that set. If you have 0 reps in reserve, that's failure. When you train closer to failure, you induce more hypertrophy according to the literature. Now there is a point before failure in which we gain the most amount of hypertrophy in relation to fatigue. But the thing is that most people don't even get remotely close to that point. Instead, they train really not that hard. They train like in a RIR of between fucking 6 to 4, and they don't realize why they can't build muscle or a lot of it. They don't realize why they are still skinny even though they've been training for a lot of time. And here's why. It's because they don't train hard enough. Training hard is essential for hypertrophy. Training hard is good. You should train harder if you know that you are like these guys. How do you know? A few months ago, I realized that I trained like a pussy in one exercise. It was, I think, pull-ups. I always took my pull-up sets to like an area of 5 to 4. And then one day, I decided to go all out and push myself to my limits. And guess what? I had another 4 fucking reps from the point that I thought I was at failure. That's exactly how you find out if you train like a pussy or not. You take one of your sets and you push yourself to complete failure, and then when you are there, you try do another rep. If you can, then failure. If not, then you train like a pussy until now. You should train harder to maximize gains. Now the 5th way, I will go over it pretty quickly because it is not that effective, but it makes a difference for sure. It is caffeine. It is to consume caffeine before a workout because that's how you maximize gains. That's the best supplement for training in my opinion, right? Protein is great, but if you eat a pretty decent diet, then it's not necessary. Caffeine can increase your strength by 10 to 5%, which is fucking awesome. Being stronger meaning to induce more hypertrophy, more volume on your muscles, which by extension means that you build more muscle. So the 5th way is to drink coffee or an energy drink before your workout. But the problem is that when drinking caffeine each and every day for a very long period of time, you get desensitized towards it. And here's the thing, if you don't want to get desensitized towards it, getting desensitized towards it basically means that you don't gain any benefit from it and you just get dependent on it, meaning that if you don't take it, you just get weak. How do you don't get dependent on it? You take one day off each and every week. That's what I do, right? But that is just what I do and probably will continue doing because it works for me. Literally, the day after that break, I feel a lot stronger. The effect on caffeine gets a lot more significant, which means that I'm stronger in the gym. That's it. If you enjoyed this video, you can like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.